Good morning. It is early and I'm excited. I'm headed out into Oakland County today to facilitate a forum with C12, and we're going to be equipping business owners, CEOs to build great businesses for greater purpose. But before I do that, I wanted to keep my commitment and come on here and talk to you. I think this is a topic for all of us. Especially if we grew up performance-based. Anybody out there with the best of intentions, had a mom, dad, coach, teacher, who if you did well, you were blessed. And if you did poorly, you were not. That's performance, conditional-based love. I get it, especially in business. We need some kind of transactional agreement at times. But here's the thing, that's not the way God loves us, and it's not the way He calls us to love each other. So instead of it being a conditional love, a transactional love, it's an unconditional love. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about that and see if we can wrap our brains around it, because it does kind of make me squint sometimes. As I was thinking through this topic, when I met my husband, I was coming off of my second divorce, and he wondered why I was even dating, right? Why haven't you just given up and sworn off relationships? And I said, look, God's not done with me, right? Never quit, never surrender. I believed that there was still goodness out there. And I also, in conversation with him early on, I had told him I was God's favorite. Like, He loves me. And he was a little offended by that. I love to tell this story because if you know him, he has a ministry background. He was a campus minister. He planted a church in Hungary. And so sometimes when I say things doctrinally, we can get into some really good discussions. But me saying I was God's favorite offended him. And I said, look, I'm not His only favorite. I believe we're all His favorite. I just don't have a problem declaring it. And if you know me, you may have heard this before. I don't have a problem saying God's my favorite. And I want to invite you guys to own that as well, because He calls us His beloved, right? So we don't act to be loved. We are His beloved. And if that word doesn't mean favorite, special, unique and close to my heart, I don't know what it means. So when we think about this unconditional love that is not performance-based, I want to invite you guys today to really just live with that and soak it in, because many times we think that if we aren't doing well, or if there's certain challenges in our life, it's because we're not valued, we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we deserve the problem. And sometimes people will even say, I grew up in the church, I love the church, but sometimes even myself, I've said, oh, well, what's God trying to teach them, right? You see somebody who's in a mess and you think, what's God trying to teach them? And here's what I think He's trying to teach us all. He loves us. He loves us. We live in a fallen world. There will be challenges. We don't all get to win. We don't all get a trophy. Everything doesn't always work out right. And that does not mean that we are not loved and valuable and worthy. So this idea, though, that can creep into our lives, right? When we're having a struggle, or when we see someone else having a struggle, it's judgment, right? And it can be wrapped up in this idea of what's God trying to teach them. Guys, when I got cancer, I don't think God was up there saying, you know what? I'm going to teach her something. I'm going to give her cancer. That's not my God. That is not my God. But I'll tell you what, through cancer, God took that and He produced so much value, so much depth in my life. Like, He freed me of certain things, and I did learn things. He did teach me things through it. But I don't think He's sitting up there saying, well, I'm going to do this to them and that's really going to get them, that's really going to teach them. I think His word is true, and He promises to take the tough stuff of this life that we all get to navigate because it's a fallen world. And he says, you know what? I love you, and I'm going to love you through it. And after I got cancer and I had been dating my now husband for several months, he turned to me and he said, I get it now. You are God's favorite. And I love that because, you know, God, he trusts me enough to love him through the challenges. He knows that I will. He knows that I have. And it's in the challenges that I experience his love and his grace more and more. When we have this relationship with him right, it gives us freedom to love others well. When I understand that, like, I just have dignity and beauty because God loves me, and I don't have to earn it or deserve it, then I can love other people better. I can recognize that in my mess and in my challenges and in the times that I screw up, he still loves me. So then as people around me are messy, I can still love them. So if you have grown up in a performance-based network, family, right, where you felt like you had to earn your value or earn your love, I just want to say, like, that's not how it has to be. You are valuable, you are worthy, and you are not defined by your failures. You are not defined by your struggles or your challenges. That's just part of this world. But you are defined as a child of God, unique, beautiful, loved. I gotta get. I'm super excited for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.